How important is it to get the integration done well?
It's incredibly important. You know, when you integrate, convert, you really don't have a chance to get your signage, your products, your capabilities in place until you're really operating as one company. So we typically will, we try to get, we've been very fortunate to get approvals done pretty quickly. And then we typically get conversions and integrations done within a month or so. And the real integration is keeping the people and all that, but the initial part of that is getting the conversions, getting operating systems aligned. We're fortunate because we have two mainframes. We did that back after Katrina when we realized, wow, I can't control hurricanes. So we have a mainframe up in Arkansas. And so we have two mainframes, and we'll model conversions on the other mainframe before we ever do it. So we model it and get all the bugs out before we actually do it. But we're typically doing them within a month or two. The shortest time frame has been about 13 days. Closed the transaction, converted everything 13 days later. That's a little fast and probably wouldn't hold people to that standard on a daily basis, but we try to get it done pretty quickly.
Right. So one of the things people worry about too is that they're going to lose sort of the key players, right? And not just in terms of the executives, but also some of the best loan officers after a deal. So how do you identify those people and try to retain them?
That's really all done on the front end. Look, we've been very successful for a very long time in recruiting relationship managers to our company and recruiting high quality people to our company. And the way that works is people know, how you treat them and what kind of operating environment. They can find that out beforehand. So they're going to have some sense from that, from the rumors. I always tell, on the tellers and stuff, talking about that. Relationship managers want to be in a company where they can handle their clients. It's really, people say, oh, it's always about the money. No, it's really not about the money, because they're smart enough to know the money will come if they have great relationships, they have great clients. And so they want to know, do we have an operating environment where that's reasonable?
Another thing is you think about what you can do to actually leave some people alone, right?
Yeah.
When you're coming in and you're giving them some independence. So you can talk about that a little.
Well, been in this business a long time, and one of my first promotions, I got to be president of a bank that was separately chartered. It was a holding company that ran, multi-bank, and they had separately chartered banks. And at the time, we were early, it was back in the 80s, and we were early in the process of integrating a lot of different back office even systems. And what I realized is, wow, I'd been a commercial lender, been focused on just credit and clients, and all this other stuff was kind of fun. Messing around with facilities, messing around with marketing, public relations. Yeah, that's kind of interesting, kind of fun, and it challenged me a little bit strategically and mentally, and made the job way more fun. So I try to leave enough out there in the job of our presidents that they're having a good time. Because I think if they're having a good time, they're going to do a better job recruiting, they're going to do a better job with clients. And so, we've got people that want to immediately come in and tell them how we do things. I'm like, slow that down some.
How do you deal with salaries, bonuses, differences in those structures? And do you leave them in place for a while, or is it immediate change?
It's not like we don't look at it, but typically, if you get the right people and they're adding the right value, you have to just not worry about that so much. You're going to have some instances where somebody at an acquired bank is making more than somebody in some part of the company, and somebody could say, oh, how's that fair? Well, it's fair because we want this person to do a great job with clients, and we want him to stick around, and nobody kind of likes having salary reductions. So, I'm not saying it doesn't happen or we don't have to deal with that from time to time, but typically we will have thought about all of that way before we do something.
Right. Anything you would change, or that you learned along the way from doing so many deals about integration of employees?
It's really all about the people. If you get the people side right, you're going to do really well. And look, there's some circumstances where it's just a synergy, cost-oriented transaction, and that takes you in a little bit different direction. But when you're actually going to try to build out the market, grow the market, it's all about the people, and typically we're bringing new product and credit capability that helps them expand their business, and typically that's a lot of fun for them because they can do more for their clients.